Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of In Ohio Country Today podcast, part of the In Ohio Country Today TV show and our iHeartMedia Radio Ag Network. I'm Big Dan Wilson, and this week our feature story is with Governor Mike DeWine. Our own Amanda Mangan caught up with the governor to talk about his ag accomplishments during his tenure and the 2026 Ohio State Fair. And our own Alan Davis is in to talk about the Auglaize County Fair. It's all about the fair here in the Buckeye State this week in Ohio Country Today. When your day demands versatility, you need a tractor that can keep up. Case IH Utility and the Vestrum Series tractors are built to handle a wide range of jobs around the farm, from loader work to field tasks and everything in between. Right now at Apple Farm Service, take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months or get low-rate special financing. Stop in today or visit applefarmservice.com/Case IH. Alan Davis Insurance Agency, your solutions provider in Wapakoneta, Lima, and Minster. Alan is a business owner and an active farmer. Trust Alan Davis Insurance Agency for auto, home, life, commercial, and total farm protection. For more information, check us out on the web at alandavisinsurance.com. The SureTrack heavy-duty, low-profile dump trailer is engineered for professionals who demand the highest level of strength, versatility, and efficiency. And Rodock Leasing Sales and Service is your place for your next SureTrack dump trailer. Available in multiple configurations, tailored to fit your specific needs, and built for heavy-duty tasks. This trailer delivers top-tier performance, helping you get the job done right every time. Call Rodock Leasing Sales and Service today, your source for SureTrack dump trailers. Learn more at rodock.com. You don't want to miss the 2026 Dye Real Estate Land Company Land Expo, Tuesday, July 28th at the Howard Johnson in Lima, Ohio. It's designed for landowners, farmers, investors, and industry professionals looking to stay ahead in today's evolving agricultural landscape. This year's event brings together industry experts to cover key topics impacting farmland ownership, investment, and long-term planning. It's the Dye Real Estate 2026 Land Expo. Register today by going to dyerealestate.com. That's dyerealestate.com.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today, and with me is Karen Fetter, the fair manager here at the Auglaize County Fair. We're here to talk about the 174th annual Auglaize County Fair.
Yeah, super excited about the opportunity to talk about what all we have going on here at the Auglaize County Fair this year for our 174th. Family freedom, red, white, and fair, celebrating America 250. Super excited about it.
So every day there's always something special going on, right? The big part of the fair, though, is for the junior fair and the 4-H. A lot of livestock projects. I think it's probably looking to be a record year for the number of head of livestock.
Yeah, just got the chance to review those livestock numbers. We are actually up in most categories this year, which is a trend. Our pride and joy, the lifeblood of the Auglaize County Fairgrounds, what we're known for, and it goes back to the roots of who we are in Auglaize County, agriculture. So definitely excited about that. Same great lineup of shows. And again, the competition level is going to be just like you've seen in years past, top notch.
Well, can you give us a little bit of rundown of what's going on every day? I know there's stuff going on in the grandstand, and things. So maybe we'll just start with Sunday the 2nd.
Yeah, so Sunday the 2nd, we're going to open up at the rodeo, bringing the rodeo back to the grandstands on Sunday evening. We've got things going on in the gospel tent that night as well, opening up Sunday with church service, which we're excited about, and then also some entertainment acts going on in the gospel tent on Sunday. Excited for the rodeo coming back. Monday, we have our cheerleading competition that's going to be taking place on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, harness racing that we're all familiar with and a fan favorite. Derby night, the Demolition Derby, also probably the fan favorite. Thursday night in the grandstands, Friday night our tug of truck event, and then Saturday night ending the week on a high note with Craig Morgan live in concert that we're super excited about.
Yeah, that's the concert's going to be really good. We're one of the sponsors, as a matter of fact, for that event, and we're really looking forward to seeing him here and be some great entertainment.
Yeah, we are. He has been great to work with so far throughout the process. Excited to get him on the grounds, and I've heard nothing but great things about the show that he provides. To your point, your support, Triple R Tire, Evans GMC, all phenomenal partners that help us be able to put that show on for the community of Auglaize County. So if it's not for the support of the local businesses, we're not in the position that we're in today.
Always a question is the fair food. How many fair food vendors, how many vendors or food trucks do you have here coming this year?
We've got about 40. I will say of those 40, though, we've got a lot of new stuff coming. So we're really excited to be able to offer those different cuisines to the fairgoers this year. So whether it's ice cream or whether it's a steak sandwich from the cattlemen's or whether it's a pork sandwich from the pork producers, Italian or anything really, you can about have anything that you'd like here at the fair this year. We're really excited.
Karen, this is always billed as the family fair, the Auglaize County and the family fair. So let's talk a little bit about that. Once you're in the gate and you pay to get in, what do you get with that?
So we, like you said, pride ourselves on home of the family fair, and we want to make it as accessible as we can to those families to come out and enjoy multiple days here at the fairgrounds. So once you get in the gate, everything in the grandstands is free of charge, except for the concert, ending the week with the concert. Our ride bands, $10, and you can ride all day. So that's another big perk for the families with one kid or five. It's an affordable way to get entertainment there. Everything in the gospel tent is free entertainment. Everything in the entertainment tent is free entertainment as well as a lot of the things that we have going on the midway, whether it be laser tag or whether it be inflatable bounce houses and stuff. We have a lot of options to keep people engaged and excited about what's going on in the fairgrounds.
On different days, you have, free things and somebody roaming the grounds doing stuff for the kids. On Kids Day, Mike Himmelgarn comes and does a lot of things for the kids. What else can they expect to see on the fairgrounds to entertain the kids? So
to your point, Kids Day is Tuesday, just like it has been in years past. There's going to be a ton of activities that are going on in the gospel tent that's in the Peel Arena parking lot that will be completely free to all families to be able to participate in. So that's another great option for entertaining the kids. We have what we call Gizmo the robot. So it's a strolling robot on the grounds that will maybe poke fun at you a little bit, but is really engaging, a lot of fun. We have the one-man band who will be out strolling some of the classic songs that everybody loves to hear. So we'll have a few of those things going on throughout the grounds on any given day.
Well, you're just talking about, mention the Kids Day, but we have other days for seniors, veterans. You want to just talk about that?
On Monday and on Saturday, we have half price for all senior citizens. That's going to be 60 years or older is where we categorize that. On Thursday is going to be Veterans Day. They will get in completely free. And those are some of the days that we offer to our community to get into the fairgrounds for free or for a discounted price.
Yeah, Tuesday for the kids get in free as well.
That is correct. All week, the kids 9 and under are free entry. So again, more accessibility for the families. 9 and under is free all week, every day of the week.
The family fair is all about the junior fair, which we talked about a little while ago. What's the schedule for our viewers so they want to see a great steer show, they can come down?
Yeah, so steer specifically is going to be on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday is going to be the swine show as well. Sunday we have the poultry show. On Monday we have our goat show. On Tuesday we have our lamb show as well as our rabbit show. And then on Thursday is going to be mainly just showmanship shows that are on Thursday, and then ending the week on Friday and Saturday, the Junior Fair livestock sale, which is always a really great turnout from the community and for the kids. Yeah,
the Junior Livestock Sale is really where those kids get to celebrate their success, right? And the kids really all enjoy that immensely, right? So we always want the support of the folks here in Auglaize County and surrounding counties and if the state of Ohio. If you come out and come out to the Junior Livestock Sale and help us all support the youth.
We're very proud of where we stand with the livestock sale. We're actually ranked top 5 in the state every year with the support that we get from the community for the kids that are showing their exhibits here at the fair. Something we're extremely proud of. And again, it goes back to, you can tell that Auglaize County roots are deep in agriculture, and you can see that play out at the livestock sale on Friday and Saturday.
Well, there's always a lot of things going on, and you have options for getting season passes really easy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Online, if you go to auglaizecountyfair.org, you can get season passes online. You can get daily passes online as well. There's so much information on there that if there are any questions that we haven't talked about here and haven't provided an answer, you can go on there and look as well. We'll have different maps available and different schedules available in person and through different QR codes that are going to be placed around the grounds to be able to help people navigate where all the exciting stuff is happening.
Well, Karen, thanks for being with us today. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Thank you for the time and look forward to seeing everybody at the 174th Auglaize County Fair.
We'll be back with more in Ohio Country Today right after this.
It's the 174th Auglaize County Fair, August 2nd through the 8th in Wapakoneta. Enjoy 7 days of family fun with $10 ride bands, great food, livestock shows, live entertainment, gospel music, grandstand events, and country star Craig Morgan live in concert. From the rodeo and demolition derby to harness racing and tug-a-truck, there's something happening every day at the Auglaize County Fair. See details and get your tickets today at auglaizecountyfair.org.
When your day demands versatility, you need a tractor that can keep up. Case IH Utility and the Vestrum Series tractors are built to handle a wide range of jobs around the farm, from loader work to field tasks and everything in between. Right now at Apple Farm Service, take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months or get low-rate special financing. Stop in today or visit applefarmservice.com/Case IH. Allen Davis Insurance Agency, your solutions provider in Wapakoneta, Lima, and Minster. Allen is a business owner and an active farmer. Trust Allen Davis Insurance Agency for auto, home, life, commercial, and total farm protection. For more information, check us out on the web at allendavisinsurance.com. The SureTrack heavy-duty, low-profile dump trailer is engineered for professionals who demand the highest level of strength, versatility, and efficiency. And Rodock Leasing Sales and Service is your place for your next SureTrack dump trailer. Available in multiple configurations, tailored to fit your specific needs, and built for heavy-duty tasks. This trailer delivers top-tier performance, helping you get the job done right every time. Call Rodock Leasing Sales and Service today, your source for SureTrack dump trailers. Learn more at rodock.com. You don't want to miss the 2026 Dye Real Estate Land Company Land Expo, Tuesday, July 28th at the Howard Johnson in Lima, Ohio. It's designed for landowners, farmers, investors, and industry professionals looking to stay ahead in today's evolving agricultural landscape. This year's event brings together industry experts to cover key topics impacting farmland ownership, investment, and long-term planning. It's the Dye Real Estate 2026 Land Expo. Register today by going to dyerealestate.com. That's dyerealestate.com.
I'm Amanda Mangan with In Ohio Country Today, and I have Governor Mike DeWine on the line with me. Thank you so much for taking the time today. I truly appreciate it. And the last time we spoke was actually at the groundbreaking for the Louis Dreyfus soy processing facility in Upper Sandusky. And you had talked about your experience in ag growing up and the importance of the ag industry then and having that unique perspective, having experienced a lot of it yourself. So I wanted to touch base with you and talk about your tenure and the ag initiatives and programs that you've really championed throughout your time as governor. So what are some of the highlights that you feel for the ag industry that you've accomplished?
Well, Amanda, good to be with you. Good to see you again. Thanks for having me. I did start working at DeWine Seed Company, which was founded by my grandparents in the 1920s as actually a feed store, and then it evolved into a seed company where we were selling to various farmers' elevators all over Ohio and Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia. So that's what I did as a kid, working there, and that's what I did during my time when I would come home for the summer when I was in college. So that was my first opportunity really to meet a lot of farmers, to work with them and just kind of see the at least one aspect of the farming industry. Agriculture remains our biggest industry in the state of Ohio. We're kind of a state of city-states. We've got a lot of big cities. But if you drive through Ohio during the summer, you're going to see a lot of soybeans. You're going to see a lot of corn. You're going to see some hay. See some wheat. So it's a huge driver of our economy, and will remain so. I think there's a couple things that we have done that have really set us up for the future, and I think one of them is the diagnostic lab that will be completed by the end of this year. This is a brand new lab for our agriculture department, really focused primarily on problems that might arise in regard to livestock, and it's well past due. We've had to send things out for too long. We know if there's a problem, the local community, the local farmers, everybody needs an answer very, very quickly. And so we're very proud of this and looking forward to being there for the opening of that, before my term ends in January. So it should be done this year, and we're very, very, very excited about it.
And that can be a huge draw for veterinarians, too, which is also a really serious need for the ag community.
Well, it is. And that kind of leads me to the next point. Ohio State is the only veterinary school in the state of Ohio. And, I've been talking to them, frankly, for some time about the need to expand the number of people they admit, the number of students they admit. It's the only place in Ohio that's it if you're going to go in the state of Ohio. And we know that particularly in our rural areas, a lot of our counties along the Ohio River, for example, that we do not have, enough veterinarians. And the best way to ensure that we're going to have veterinarians, particularly for our large animals, is to admit people to Ohio State who, frankly, are from that part of the state. And they're much more likely to go there and work there than they are someone who's comes from Upper Arlington or Bexley or some other place. So Ohio State's agreed to expand that. They've also agreed for as they've added that these will be individuals who come from the state of Ohio. So this will be helpful. I think it's something that future governors and Ohio State will have to continue to work on, but we've made some real progress in regard to that. I think something else is what we call H2 Ohio. And when I was elected 8 years ago, one of the real concerns that was expressed to me and that we had seen is algae bloom, particularly in Lake Erie. But algae bloom can also be a problem to our inland lakes. It can be some of our lakes, for example, that started out and they were built in the 1830s, 1840s to supply water for our canals. Some of those have significant algae problems as well. And so we put a lot of scientists together to look at this issue. They did a lot of computer models. How's the best way to approach this problem, particularly in regard to Lake Erie? And so they did the models and really came up with two significant ways, most cost-effective ways to reduce the algae bloom over a long period of time. One of the things they told us is we didn't get into this problem overnight. We're not going to get out of it overnight. But really two positive things that we've been able to do with the money the legislature has given us. And I would say thank you to the legislature. This has been bipartisan. This has been Democrats and Republicans. There's not been really any opposition to this to speak of. But it's important that the next governor and the next legislature keep this going. So we really do two things. One is involving our farmers, particularly in the Maumee Basin, particularly in Northwest Ohio, and helping them have better farming practices. So we reduce the runoff that is going in into the streams, going ultimately into Lake Erie. And we've seen some real progress in that area. So we basically paid farmers to use better practices because some of these practices do cost money for the farmers. And, it's a cost factor for them. The other thing that we have done is create many wetlands. Wetlands provide really a natural filter. And so we have worked with Ducks Unlimited. We've worked with other organizations, taken some private money as well as the state money, and put these into the development of these wetlands. We've also expanded H2 Ohio all over the state. So now we're impacting the water quality of virtually every place in the state of Ohio. So I think that's something that we're very, very proud of, but it just really needs to be continued. The next governor has to take it on. The next legislature, members of the legislature has to take it on. It's a long-term process. We've shown it will work. It just needs to really be continued. One of the things that we're excited about, particularly this time of year, is the Ohio State Fair is coming. The Ohio State Fair is really our opportunity to showcase Ohio and all the good things about Ohio. And historically, of course, it's been a place where the agriculture community, agriculture families have the opportunity to go, and everything from sewing to photography. Some of our kids were in photography, to all the livestock that's shown both at the county level and then at the state fair level. And so when I became governor, we looked at the Ohio State Fair, and we started talking with leaders of the agriculture community about how we could make it a better showcase. It's always been a showcase, but we need for it to be a much better showcase to show people the importance of agriculture in the state, and frankly, other things that we are doing very, very well in the state. We know that most people that go to the Ohio State Fair are not farmers. Many of them come from cities. And so this may be the only opportunity that we have to show them, what agriculture is all about. And so we have built, and it's almost complete. The last finishing touches are being put on it as we talk today, and it will be ready by the time of the fair. And that is, a new agriculture center at the State Fair, a brand new building. The Farm Bureau has invested a lot of money, not in the building of the building, but rather in the interior contents. And so I'm frankly very anxious to see what they have come up with. But this gives, again, showcasing Ohio agriculture. One of the more popular things at the fair has been the birthing center. If you remember from the fair, that's been outside. And people just kind of can walk by it. That birthing center is now being moved to this inside to this the new building, but it's going to have so many other things to help farmers see what is the most modern things that are on the market, things they can utilize, but also for the average person. If you're taking your child there and you're from a city, you're from the suburbs, what gets you excited about agriculture? And so, all the great technology, I think many times people who don't live on a farm don't know about all the technology, sitting up in a combine and watching, how much you're getting per acre. These are just things that farmers several generations ago couldn't ever have imagined. Mm-hmm. The ability to pinpoint fertilizer, literally to pinpoint it into the field and save money and not have that fertilizer on the ground where you don't need it, but rather to have it where you actually need it. All that technology farmers are very used to today, but I think the average person who doesn't live on a farm will be amazed at some of that great technology. So, these are some of the things that we have worked on and will continue to work on for the remainder of the year.
And to feature Ohio Proud products and the Ohio Proud companies that are involved. I mean, the diversity of what is created here in Ohio throughout the ag industry is pretty incredible.
Well, no, that's absolutely right. And again, we're going to be able to showcase that much better. We've always tried to showcase it, but when you go into some of these buildings, you're going to see these products. Each of the commodities now has a new place to showcase their food, and you're going to be able to walk in and just in an air conditioned environment. We know the fair can get kind of hot in July and early August, so this will be a place where people can actually sit down. They can get their food. And they can choose from all the different commodities that we have. The butter cow will be still there, and people will still be able to say, we'll meet you at the butter cow. What we've done with that particular building, there was some thought maybe to tear the building down, but my wife Fran said, that's always been an iconic place to go, and we ought to be able to save the building, but also make it a better experience for the people who work there, but also a better experience for the people who go there. So it's been really expanded, but it's going to be the same place, basically the same building, and you're going to be able to go in and see see the butter cow. You get your ice cream. You can get your Swiss cheese sandwich, whatever you want, and continue to enjoy that. Something else that we're doing that features kind of, again, a highlight of agriculture is we have worked with a company in Marion, Ohio, to build, and they literally built it from scratch, a permanent carousel at the state fair. And that carousel will have, of course, horses. All carousels have to have horses, but it's also going to have two other kinds of animals. One would be fair animals that you would expect to see shown at the fair, but also we added to that a number of animals that are native to the state of Ohio. So you're going to be able to ride on a bobcat. You're going to be able to ride on a prehistoric fish that lived here, millions of years ago. A lot of fun things, but they're also educational. And when kids see these, one of the things we can tell them is, look, this is either you can choose what animal you want to ride on. And they're all different and they're all beautiful. And the Marion group has just done a phenomenal job. And so we're going to really actually kick that off the Saturday before the fair opens. So we're really excited about that. And I think when people see these animals, they're going to really be impressed.
There's a lot to look forward to, for sure. And I know we're tight on time. You just recently had your annual fishing day. And about that same time, you mentioned the H2 Ohio program, and the investment by Indigo Ag into that program was announced around that same time frame. So again, the programs and opportunities that you've mentioned really are about creating a long-lasting impact from your tenure on the ag industry, Ohio's #1 industry. So how do you feel about that overall as we get ready to close?
Well, you're right. One of the fun things we do every year, this was started by Governor Rhodes decades ago, and he wanted to showcase fishing on Lake Erie. And so he worked with the charter boat captains, and we took a day, and he would go up there with his family. And so that's been a tradition that's been continued for years. The charter boat captains continue to do that, and they host us. We go up there and have a great time. This year was tough on fishing. I didn't have one bite, so it was in all the years we've done this. Usually we hit our limit pretty early in the day, but it was a tough day. But we were still out on a beautiful lake, and it was a lot of fun. But again, the reason we need clean water, the reason we need to continue to focus on it is it's a great place to recreate, great place to go out and have fun and boat, fish, walk along the beach. But it's also, a large number of Ohioans get their water from Lake Erie. And we never want to be in the position we were a few years ago when Toledo, for example, you couldn't drink the water. We just can't be in that position. So when we think about agriculture, when we think about our natural resources, fish are part of that. It's a driver of a great deal of the economy in that part of the state.
Anything else that you want to get out for your fellow Ohioans?
No, just come see us at the state fair. Fran and I'll be out there. Fran actually is what she does. One thing she does every single year is gather some kids, and they make pizzas. But Fran's a great believer in kids knowing where their food comes from. So every year, the farmer who farms our farm, Steve Reese, he will once he has combined our wheat, he brings Fran a couple big buckets of the wheat, and at the fair, she shows the kids how to grind the wheat and turn it into flour. Again, kids sometimes don't know that. They don't know where the pizza comes from. Well, it starts with wheat, and then you grind it and you turn it into flour. So she does that right at the state fair. She's going to have a new place to do that, and where a lot of people will be demonstrating cooking at one of these new buildings. And so we're really excited about that. So bring your children, bring your kids out, and it'll be posted when Fran is cooking, and if they want to help her do that. And every child ends up with a pizza that they actually made. So it's a lot of fun. So again, immersing ourselves in agriculture is really kind of what the fair is all about.
And as we all know from the Little Red Hen, if you're not part of the process, you don't get to enjoy it, right?
Well, that's right. That's absolutely right. Can't just sit back. One of the kids told Fran one time after she went through the whole process and they grounded the wheat and made it into the dough, et cetera. The kid looked at Fran and said, thank heavens that they created grocery stores. So at least that child may know now that that's where it comes from. It comes from a farmer who has put the wheat out and harvested the wheat and brought it in. So
definitely. Is there any fair food you're looking forward to most other than the pizzas?
Well, I always like the cream puffs. Schmitz has great cream puffs, but it's interesting you mentioned that. This is going to be a brand new experience about food. Because we're going to have a number of restaurants from around the state that are going to be here for the first time. So people are going to really, if you go to that fair every day, you're going to have the opportunity to eat different food every single day and to try the different foods that are there, the different restaurants that are there. And it's going to be an all new experience because what's more fun at the fair than eating?
Right. And folks need to keep an eye out on your social media and your websites for all the fun that you're going to be having out at the fairs, right?
No, it's absolutely right. And one of the things they can see right now, we've been putting up every day a new animal that is on our carousel. So you can watch these animals every day that a new one put up, and they're just absolutely beautiful.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again so much for the time. I greatly appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
Yes, thank you again. Again, for In Ohio Country Today, I'm Amanda Mangan with Governor Mike DeWine.
Rodock Leasing Sales and Service is your place for Wilson livestock trailers. Wilson builds reliable, lightweight, and corrosion-resistant aluminum livestock trailers. Wilson is known for their attention to animal and operator safety, as well as the best in biosecurity. Wilson delivers your best value and your lowest cost of operation. Rodock is your home for Wilson livestock trailers. Call Rodock Leasing Sales and Service today. Learn more at rodock.com.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today, and it's time now for another Farming Fast Fact. And with me is Kieran Fetter with the Auglaize County Fair, and he's here to talk about the importance of the fairs in all 88 counties here in the Buckeye State.
Yeah, so this January, I had the opportunity to, for the first time, go to Ohio Fair Managers Association convention down in Columbus. It was a packed house. We were able to collaborate with other county fairs, what's working, what's not working, because it is such an important event for the county. It's one of those only events countywide that brings all different communities together and all different walks of life together as well. We were able, at that convention, to, again, collaborate across county, as well as talk with different vendors, whether they were providing entertainment, whether they were providing food or providing services. And so a really great opportunity for me as first-year manager as well to learn so much about how these fairs should or could potentially operate.
Karen, thanks for joining us. And don't forget how important it is to support all the county fairs, independent fairs, and the Ohio State Fair right here in the Buckeye State. We'll be back with more in Ohio Country Today right after this.
Allen Davis Insurance Agency, your solutions provider in Wapakoneta, Lima, and Minster. Allen is a business owner and an active farmer. Trust Allen Davis Insurance Agency for auto, home, life, commercial, and total farm protection. For more information, check us out on the web at allendavisinsurance.com. From generation to generation, farmers do their best to protect their land, livestock, and farm operations, but they can't do it alone. Salina Insurance Group has partnered with local ag professionals to do just that, offering the peace of mind needed to run a successful operation. Salina's products and coverages come from our first-hand experience and relationships with local agents. For total farm protection, come experience the Salina difference. Learn more at salinainsurance.com. Your outdoor fun starts here at Dad's Toy Shop. See us today for all of your favorite remote control land, air, and watercraft, and so much more. Dad's Toy Shop in downtown Wapakoneta is your one-stop shop for all of your hobby needs. Hey, that's going to do it for this week's edition of In Ohio Country Today. For more information about our TV show, our podcast, our YouTube channel, our iHeartMedia Ag Network, check us out on the web at inohiocountry.com. Have a good day, everybody.